Why does this thing say unstable connection? What's really going on, honey? Hello, 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 ladies. What's tea? What's really going on? Oh my god, what is this? What does this look like? Why does it look like this on IG? I gotta end this, honey. Hello, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's the tea? What's the tea? What's the tea? What's the tea? Okay, that's better. Oh my gosh, ladies. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, Somar. Hey, Kaya or Kia. Hey, Covington. Hey, Poison Ivy. Hey, Shar. Hey, your girl. Hey, Sarah's Mundo. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, AQ. Hi, Sonia of Wild or Quidias. Hello. Oh my gosh. Y'all really, really welcoming me. I feel like I'm home, honey. I feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm home, home. Yeah. Thank y'all so much. How are we doing on this Saturday? What's really going on? Huh? You better spill it, honey. Spill, spill, spill. Just like bills, bills, bills. Yeah? Oh my gosh, let me cross my legs, honey. Because you know I'm a lady. You know I don't man spread, honey. Keep it cute. Always cute. Anita said, you are out here saving lives. You know, I hear that every day. And it's so weird because I'm literally just a suburban mother of 3 doing what she can for God and her country. Do you hear me? That's all I'm doing. Someone said, where's your Dominican? I had my Mexican tonight. Just as thick, but a little bit shorter. No shade. Yeah? I think that's my man. I think I woke him up. Alina said, so true. How you know, girl? How do you know? Oh my God. Crystal Valentia said, following you changed my whole dating life. I love that. Brianna says that you have changed my life and elevated my confidence. Awesome. I love that for you. Oh my gosh. I feel like that girl in Legally Blonde, you know, the girl who does all the workouts, and the guy was like, and you know, Elle was like, oh my God, I lost 12 pounds for you. And she's like, I love that. That's how I am, girl. Okay. So, oh my God, for the girls that don't know me, my name is Anwar White. They call me Coach Anwar, your fairy godbrother, and I am a dating coach for Black and brown women, and I help them really heal their hearts, date with strategy, and get into the best relationships of their lives. So, if you want to learn more about me, you can definitely go to the link in my bio. I have free trainings. I have a link to my podcast called the Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast. I also have a link to book a consultation call if you want to work with me professionally. I will say this. Next month, my prices are going up. So if you've been like thinking like, oh yeah, I'll get to him. Girl, you probably want to do it before the month of June is over, because on my birthday on the 26th, honey, she's getting a raise. She's working hard out here. So the prices are going up. Yeah. So book a call if you want to work with me. And I would just suggest that you do that now, not because it's some like crazy money grab, but just because summer is high season and you want to maximize that as much as possible. So I know like 2 times where the getting is good. March, things like pop off, and then girl, June, like Juneteenth, girl, honey, the men are freed. And you gotta get them. You gotta get them when they're free, girl. So this is why I get a lot of relationships in like June time frame, and as well as like August, September time frame. Yeah. Okay. with that said, put your questions in the chat. Your questions about love, dating, relationships, men or women, we're all inclusive here. Put them in the chat and I will answer them in the order that I see them. Alrighty? Alright, so let's see what the tea is, honey. Let's see what the girls are talking about. Akima said, hey, Anwar, I've missed you. Missed you too, girl. Back Butterfly said, doing the Lord's work. Thank you. Well, I came on tonight because, honey, if y'all are still home and you're not meeting men, then you need to listen to me, girl. We need to be out, chatting, talking with men, talking and touching grass and touching men, honey. Brianna said, and my sister too. I love that. I love that so much. Mind of Tiffany said, class repeat after Coach Anwar, qualitative and quantitative. Honey, this is what it looks like. I look at love and dating both qualitatively and quantitatively. You got to know the numbers, right? And the reason why I'm so clear about the numbers is because a lot of y'all are taking this dating thing really personally, and it's really not. It's like there's a law of averages when it comes to dating. And the more that you know that, the better. And I actually kind of broke it down for my clients earlier this week, and I will share this with you as well, because I think it might be helpful for you. So a lot of y'all are not matching with as many guys as you need to. Most women actually swipe right on 5% of the guys out there. And you need to swipe more. I always recommend 20%. That's 1 out of every 5. Okay? Why? Because I'll just use Bumble as an example. For the 100 men that you match with, only 30 of them you'll have a conversation with. Yeah? Out of the 30 men that you have a conversation with, only about 10 of them you'll move off of the app to like a text, right? Or whatever. If let's say you move them to text. Out of the 10 guys that you're texting, and you do like let's say a phone date, you'll only have maybe like 3 people set up a phone date. Yeah? Out of the 3 people that set up a phone date, only 1 guy will actually have a phone call with you and potentially have a physical date with you. But that means that you have to actually match with 100 guys. How long do you think y'all are matching with 100 guys, honey? That's the question. That's the question. Exactly. Y'all are gagged. I'm seeing a lot of hundreds. People are saying, that sounds exhausting. Someone said 5 years. Yeah. It's not exhausting. I think y'all are doing too much on these apps. You gotta... Here's how I want y'all to think about this. I want you to think of dating apps like as if you were shopping online, right? And not like you're clicking on each one. Like, you know how you go on a page of like 50 products and you're like, like, not like, not like. Honey, these profiles, we should be taking 5 seconds, 10 seconds each at most. Y'all are like perusing through each profile as if it were the Bible, honey, and you're reading every verse, trying to memorize it. Yeah, of course it would be exhausting. Yeah? So, honey, go through them fast and don't trip. Don't act a fool. Don't think about it. Just do it. Like Nike, honey. Like, because at the end of the day, I'm giving you these numbers and these statistics because ultimately, most of the guys that you match with, 99% of them, you won't even meet out in real life. And y'all tripping on the X, Y, and Z guys that profiles that you see. It's not even worth it. No shade. Yeah? Anyway. All right. All right, honey. Put your questions in the chat, and I will. I'm gonna see what y'all are how y'all are acting out. AQ said he wrote me after 5 days. If you haven't heard from a guy within 3 days, girl, max them out. Anita said, you are really serving and serving. Thank you, girl. Of Wild or Quidia said, listen to his podcast. Yes, y'all. It's called the Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast. Definitely listen to it. It's great. I think it's like a top 50 relationship podcast in the US and top 100 in Canada and the UK, which is interesting because I only publish episodes every 2 weeks. So I wonder what ranking I would get if I did it every week. CBG said, hey friend, hey girl, good to see you. Noella said, how can I put myself out there without using the apps? You're gonna need to go to 2 places a week, okay? What does that look like? You're gonna need to go to a place like a Cheers place. Remember that show Cheers? Where literally every week they went to the same place at the same time? That's what you're going to need to do. So you need one place like that. Then you need a new place that you're going to every week. That's what it looks like. So whether it is like the gym, whether it's like a happy hour every week, that should be your Cheers place. Yes, honey, where everybody knows your name. 100%. And where the hostess and the bartenders know you. Once they know you, they'll be able to give you the tea. They'll tell you, okay, no, come on Thursday nights. That's when the ballers come. And those people can be your wingman, girl. No shade. Catch it. Yeah? Okay. Kelly said, I get so shamed because you describe me all the time. Let me get my life together. Girl, you can get it together in my program. That's what it looks like. That's what it's all about. Okay. Nellie said, do you think Philly is a good dating city? I think most dating cities are pretty good, except for Houston, Atlanta, and LA, and Miami and Phoenix. Yeah. Ev said, hi, Anwar. Hi, girl. Cat on them at 0 said, I try my hardest to be sweet to him and get ignores it. I don't understand what that means. Heart said, I watch your videos on locations. Please give your take on Savannah. Slow, girl. Slow. Not impossible. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Yeah? Anyway, what if we have birthdays in June, too? I don't know what to tell you, girl. Fancy said, inflation hit our fairy godbrother. No, that's not it. I generally do this like every year or every 2 years. Yeah. And you just said, what's the tea on Phoenix? Phoenix is racist, girl. Not a lot of black people. And then all of the actual like black men there, which generally represent a good proportion of the dating population for black women, those men are checking for the white girls, the Hispanic girls, and the Native girls. Even the girls on the reservation, girl. Yeah? So that's why Phoenix is a little bit, it's not great. Kelly Renee said, do I need to let him go if you have been dating more than 3 months and not exclusive? If he didn't want to make it happen within 3 months, you probably do need to let him go. So I would bring it up. And if he's like, I need a little bit more time, he's got to go. Sarah's Mundo said, I'm talking to a man who doesn't want labels. What do you think? He's not ready for a relationship. As someone who gets people into relationships every week, I will tell you this. The way that it looks like is he is going to want to be in an exclusive relationship with you probably faster than you will want to be in a relationship with him. Because when he knows, he knows. If he's not into labels, he's not ready for a relationship. Because a relationship is a fucking label. It's a label. Like Chanel. Like Louis Vuitton. It's a label. A relationship is a label. Yeah? Sagittarius said, any advice for late boomers who want to start dating but has never had romantic experiences? We gotta date. We got a date. What does this look like? And many of y'all are gonna hate me, and that's fine, because I'm very hated on these internet streets. um, I want you to date the guys that you're not attracted to. Because right now you need experience. Right now you're giving sophomore, junior year of college internship phase. And we just need experience to put on the resume. So I need y'all to date. And I need y'all to date a lot, even the guys that you're not attracted to. That's how we like get some activity and we get some inertia for you in dating. Because inertia, movement, acceleration, momentum is the thing that is actually quite important for you in this stage. Yeah? Tori said, dating advice for girls from the hood. Keep the good things that the hood gave you, and here's the crazy part about love and dating. There are some things in our childhood and how we were raised that really serve us, and there are other things that don't, right? And everyone's going to have to kind of do that diagnosis, that diagnostic, that analysis. When you think about your parental relationship, your bonding patterns, what served you, what didn't serve you, these are some of the heavy things that we do in my program. And you probably acquired some patterns growing up in the hood and maybe some scarcity mindset, right? And so oftentimes we are going to have to leave that where it was created, right? The hood will teach you that you can only get a little something and not all of it. So what that means is oftentimes we'll be satisfied with a guy that's a 5 as a boyfriend instead of waiting for a 9 or a 10. Wait for the 9 or a 10. It's better to have nothing than to have a guy that's a 5 or a 6. Yeah? A lot of girls think that they're doing something because they got a man, when in reality it's better to have no man than to have a man that's a 5 or a 6. Yeah. Okay. Yvonne said, how much is your coaching? Well, it's a 4-figure investment. I have 2 programs, a group program and a VIP one-on-one program. But definitely check the link in my bio and book your consultation. There will be an application. And in the application, they will have kind of a breakout of all of my programs. Okay. Alyssa said, how can I tell if I'm being love bombed or if it's genuine? So being love bombed is he giving you pet names? Is he over complimenting you to the point where you don't believe it? Is he saying things like I love you really quickly? Or he wants to get into a relationship and you haven't even had a first date or you haven't even had a second date yet? Is he talking about things that he wants to do 6 months or further in the future with you, right? Future faking. Those are kind of the telltale signs that I tend to look for when it comes to those things. Beyonce said, what if a guy who you haven't even met in person makes a weird sexual joke? Should you ghost or tell him you got to set a boundary and you got to see how he respects that boundary or not? Yeah, you set the boundary. Let him know how it made you feel. His response to your boundary will tell you everything that you need to know about if he's respectful or not, ultimately. Okay, let me see what the girls are talking about. By the way, I want to do a roll call. I want to know where the girls are chatting from. Oh, and if FYI, if there's anything that I say that resonates with you, tap the screen, double tap, triple tap, tap as much as you can. Run the likes up, girl. Just so I understand exactly what are the things that are resonating with you so I can lean into those subjects a bit more. Okay? Anita said, how to be motivated to start Olympic dating. After one date, I don't want to message others. I know, and this is why people actually, the value add of having a dating coach, because I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, like, I would never have that. That's so embarrassing. The gag is, girl, that a lot of your friends actually are working with therapists or counselors, and they're just not telling you about it. That's number one. So people are getting help in a variety of different places, whether it's career coaching, whether it's life coaching, whether it's mental health coaching, what have you. The value add of having a dating coach is this question exactly right here. When something happens in your dating life and you don't know how to deal with it and you want to stop. Why? Because it means that you're triggered. And you need to figure out why you're triggered and heal that so that you can stay in the game and get your person. Half of my job is helping my clients understand their triggers, helping them heal through it so that they can consistently date and find their person. Because when you start and stop and start and stop, and by the way, let me know in the comments who's starting, who's stopping, girl, who's given that red light, green light gang, girl, in dating. You will lose all of your momentum, and you have to start from zero every time you start and then stop and then start again. So you kill all your results. Value out of a dating coach is to make sure that you understand what the hell's going on so that you don't have to stop. Okay? Margot said, should I travel to meet men? No. No, girl. We don't travel to meet men. It's giving quantum leap. We don't do that. They come to us. We don't come to them. April Jade said, is it bad to date men at work? I think it's mixed. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you look at the statistics, you still have a good 10 to 20% of people that are meeting people at work. I guess the question that you have to think about is, do we work in like a very intimate setting in the same team or same department? That's important. Mademoiselle said, questions are going fast. I know, y'all, there's almost 800 people in this live, honey. So there's going to be a lot of people. Pumpkin said, I'm dating a consistent man. My anxiety is just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I hear this every week because my clients are finding really high quality men and they're like, he's going to fuck it up. He's going to fuck it up. And guess what, girl? He is going to up. Why? Because he's human and no one is perfect. But what you want to make sure that you and he has is the ability, the skills, the actual relationship conflict skills to be able to pick up that shoe together. Right? And if you don't know how to manage your mind and your feelings and your heart when this shit happens and be able to communicate well, then the drop of the shoe, it's over, girl. Santorini said, T, Nigerian men say most of them are not cheaters. Do your homework, they said. I did my homework, and most of them cheat. And what? And they hated that I said that. They hated that I said that a lot of these Nigerian men in America are either promised a wife in Nigeria or have families in Nigeria that they're not even telling you about. That's part of the reason why Houston is really hard to date in, girl. They'll love bomb you with that Texas oil, girl. Nichala said, hi, Anwar. I've been out of the dating scene in New York and don't know how to get back in. Start with the apps. Start going out once a week. Friday night, girl. Yeah? Okay, let me see what's going on. Elena said, do you think Jewish men date Latinas? Girl, Jewish men date everybody. They love it all, honey. Sparkle said, what do you think about changing your dating profile location to a place that has more potential prospects? Do it. If you're in Atlanta, you gotta have one app in Atlanta, one app somewhere else, honey. If you don't, you're not going to find your person. Okay, I got a lot of people in NYC. I got some people in Dallas. Dallas and Houston. All right, Vegas, Michigan, San Diego. Some Atlanta. Someone said I'm like Hitch. Someone else said he's better than Hitch. I surely do hope so. Kuhad said, Coach, what if he says he's falling for you in love in a month of getting to know each other, never met in person? If you haven't met somebody in person and it's been a month, girl, he not serious. He's not serious. Someone said, oh, someone's from Lima, Peru. Hey, Peru. Someone said, why does having a bad day trigger me? That's why the ladies come into my program, so that they can figure it out and that they can heal from it. Yeah? This forum, this live forum, I won't be able to answer that for you because there's a lot of deep shit happening. And it's going to be different for every woman. That's why deeper work is required to understand that. Okay, let me see what the girls are talking about. Okay, someone said New Zealand. I know that's right. Tennessee, Virginia Beach, Dallas, Illinois, Atlanta, Seattle, Paris. Girl, go to bed. Go to bed. Bath, Body, and Books. Montreal. I know that's right. You know I'm in Montreal, girl. Portland, Ottawa, Charlotte, Chicago, San Antonio, Cleveland. All right, got a lot of Texas girls, a lot of Chicago girls, Atlanta girls. I see you, honey. I see y'all. Emily said, do women in different countries have the same dating experience? If so, why? Well, I can speak of, let me say that better, the experience for Black women. I would say that it is probably harder to date in America as a Black woman than it is in other countries. Virtuous Nash says, is it wrong to ask a man I'm dating to pay for my hair and nails, etc.? Is that a turnoff for men? It's a turnoff if you expect it. But here's the thing, if you have to ask for it, he never wanted to give it to you. The connection isn't there. That's number two. Number three is when you ask a man to do something, you're begging him to do it. And you lose your power. Yeah. There are a lot of people on the internet that will talk to you about sugar baby relationships and transactional relationships. In the courtship, you do not want to do that. That's going to be an immediate turnoff. Because he's not your man. And that may be the responsibility of your actual man. But if you're expecting someone to do that for you and there's no commitment there, why would he do that? That's like giving money to charity, right? Like, Britt said, you and Shara 7 are my relationship guides. Good. I think a mix of both of us might be really healthy. I think her and I align on probably 70% of things. Something said, can we talk about mother-in-laws? Sure. Well, here's the thing about these men, honey, and especially men of color, Black men. They're most of them are either very spoiled or have been kind of abused. Because a lot of these men are being brought up in single parent, generally single mother households, these moms will treat them as the man or the men of the house, right? So things like Lil Man, King, those sorts of names. And they treat them as a surrogate partner. And it's inappropriate. And it creates commitment phobic men because the relationship that they had was with their mom and they didn't have any control or say into what they could or could not do. That's for the men that were controlled. Then you have moms that are like critical and really harsh. So generally the reaction from men that grew up in those situations is that they're very sensitive to rejection and criticism. And so they will run away anytime you set a boundary, anytime you say, that, I don't know if I like that. They won't be able to deal with it. That's their own journey that they have to heal from. When I was talking about spoiled enmeshment, there are other women that, like single moms, that will do everything for their little boys, right? Some of these men still have their mom coming over and doing their laundry. And I'm not just talking about black men, although I think it's very pertinent in that community. Jewish, Italian, Indian men. You got to know their relationship with their mother, and it will tell you everything about their relationship with women and how they think about their romantic relationships. Okay? Yeah. Rachel said, how important is salary, that he makes more? I think salary is very important. I think that if he makes significantly less than you, he will never believe that he can truly provide for you. He will think that he is less than you, and oftentimes he will try to humble you to his level so that he can feel like he can be in control of you. Unless the man is like truly happy in his feminine energy. Like you have some men like teachers and nurses that like are okay being house husbands and they can have their lawyer or doctor wife bring the bacon home. Relationships are about complements. There has to be a masculine and feminine. The thing is that most men are conditioned to be in their masculine. So you have to have a man that is very comfortable being in his full feminine to be with a woman that is going to take care of him. But salary is very important. You can't be making 80 or 100K and he's making 30K. That's not going to work. You will be taken advantage of, and then he will cheat on you because he needs to have a sense of control and he needs to feel like a man, and he will, again, start being abusive to you to take you down a few notches. Do I want that to be your experience? No. But as a dating coach for 14 years, this happens more times than not. So I want to share that with you so that you can go into situations clear-eyed. Yeah? Dr. Chi said, I'm Nigerian, 100% true about those Nigerians. Kathleen said the Nigerian men are dating outside of their race in Houston. Girl, they started to, girl, because the black women are sick and tired and fed up, honey. Let's see. Taija said app suggestion. So one of the things that I do in my program is we get to know. We get to know each of our clients, and we give specific recommendations based on their location, age, size, skin tone, personality, and all of that. Yeah. So I'm actually not going to be giving too much of that sort of recommendation here on this live. You got to join my program if you want the real deal Holyfield, honey. Okay? And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Okay. Danush said, should I date an Indian guy as a black girl? You should be dating everybody. If your roster, I call it Olympic dating, your gold, silver, and bronze medalists, if they don't look like a United Colors of Benetton ad, if they don't, like, girl, it's got to be giving all the colors of the rainbow. Yeah. You want to diversify. That's what dating is about. Letting all of these different kinds of guys court you, because when you date multiple guys, you get to compare and contrast them, and then therefore get to know much more about what you like. You might say, oh, I like how Terry calls me every day, but I actually like that John, like when I do go on a date with him, he gives me flowers. So you're gleaning all of these things to understand, okay, this is how I want to be treated in my future relationship. And you get to see who has what. XX says, 23 too young to be looking for a dream man. I think that 23 is the perfect age to be finding yourself and understanding and thinking about your identity and how to get into it. You need to be focused on the fact that you are your own dream man, and how can you step into that? That's what I want to kind of relay to you. Evelyn said, dating a billionaire, how should I proceed? I think that the thing about billionaires is that it's all about legacy, right? So billionaires, and I'm gonna just keep it real with all my ladies up in here, because you know that's what I do. They want someone that is healthy. They want someone that is educated. You want to be educated on subjects such as biotechnology, AI. You want to be well-versed in numerology, astrology, law of attraction, manifestation, right? Those are the things that they're into, right? You want to have your own hobbies, like interesting hobbies. The thing about billionaires is that they have a lot of yes men around them. So if you're with a billionaire, the reason why a lot of billionaires like to be with black women is because they like someone to call them on their shit or to have a different opinion. So don't act cute and mute like some of these other girls will do. A lot of these other girls will play like bimbo realness. Don't do that with a billionaire. A rich guy will love that. A wealthy guy will not love that. Yeah? I think I'm going to do a video about dating a rich versus a wealthy man. So, no. You need to have something to say. You need to have a perspective, because a billionaire is taking everyone's ideas and making them his own so that he is the genius in the room. But you have to be able to add value to him so that he's like, that person is interesting. I want to hear more about what they have to say. I hope that's helpful. If anything that I'm saying is resonating, definitely tap the screen, like, and yeah, book a call if you want to work with me, because that's what this work is all about. I try to be as generous as possible and try to make sure that all of my free stuff is better than anyone's paid stuff, but I want to let you all know that this is just a sliver of what my clients get. Yeah? It's just a sliver. Beyonce said, thank you, Amor. So welcome. Queen Falcon Lemonade said, he asked me to be his girlfriend. We deleted our apps. Then he was gone. No text. Didn't follow up on dates. Then you single again, girl. Get back on the apps. Yeah? Lux Life Toronto said, you had mentioned previously that 85 to 90% of men are not ready for relationships. Then how are women in your program getting into relationship every 2 weeks with so many men who are not ready? Well, number one, I have a lot of women in my program. Number two, most of my clients are getting their guys within 6 months, 6 to 9 months, I would say. Now, if you're in certain regions, it's going to take you a little bit longer. I talked about those earlier in this session. But I provide them with my proprietary strategy of how I want them to date to evaluate to see if these guys are ready or not. It's the first thing that we do when ladies get into my program. I help them with their profiles, right? We do some editing rounds. I teach them my strategy online, but also we go into offline work. So how do we get into our main character energy when we're talking to people offline, right? Which is a beautiful mix of both feminine and masculine energy. How do we understand our flirt style? And how do we align that flirt style to the places that you need to go to find your person? That's the sort of work that we do. That's the more strategic work. And then while that's happening in one lane, in the other lane, we're doing some healing work. That's what it looks like. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people do both of those kinds of things. Dee said, what about DL men? What about them, girl? What about them? What do you need to know about them? I'm embarrassed to say I know way too much about them. Ah. Okay. Delissa said, do single moms stand a chance? Girl, 100%. 100%. The interesting thing is that there's not... Your courtship experience with guys should have nothing to do with your kids. You literally should be dating as if you didn't have kids. Obviously get babysitters and everything, but he doesn't need to, like, he shouldn't be meeting them before you're in an exclusive relationship or anything like that. So your experience literally needs to be in the same way that someone that is not a mother should be dating. And if that's not the case, then what I know is that you're leading with your mom hat and not your woman hat, and you need to shift your identity. In dating, that is. Brandy said, thoughts on women dating women. I love that for them. Rock on, sisters, rock on. If you have a more specific question about lesbian relationships, please ask it. Genesis said, advice for bigger girls, European men that are nicer about bigger girls than the US. I'm not a bigger girl, so I don't know, but I feel like people in the US are actually much more open to plus size women, especially black men, Hispanic men, tall, lanky gamers, bodybuilder men, older men. They all love plus size women. European men, there actually aren't as many plus size individuals in Europe, just based on diet and lifestyle. And so I actually think it's more of a anomaly than it is in the US. Stariari said, what do you do when your ex wants to one-up you after you block them? I don't think that we should have any, we should even know that the ex is trying to one-up us, right? So we have to block them on everything. Social media, even LinkedIn, email, text, right? You don't need to be answering any calls that come from a number that you don't know. All of that. Raquel said, can you change a spiteful person? No, you can't change anyone, especially a man. So ladies, if you are trying to change a man, right? I hear this a lot. Oh my God, he's done a couple things right. He has potential. There are different kinds of potentials. Yeah. And this is what I want to offer to you. There are some guys that are just it's kind of like being a teacher. There are students that are F students. There are students that are C students. And there are students that are B plus students. So an F student will probably at best be at a C which is average. A C student will probably be at a B. A B plus student can get to an A. Now, when you talk about potential, he's got to be a B plus. And you got to be really honest about how he's showing up in a relationship. Most of these guys are C's or F's, and you're thinking that he can get an A, and he can't. This isn't Dangerous Minds, honey, and you are not Michelle Pfeiffer. This is not Lean on Me, girl. Oh my gosh. It's true. Someone said, V said, I love this analogy. Right. Daphne speaks at Cute Gangster's Paradise. Don't do it, girl. Yeah, stand and deliver, girl. That's it. That's it. There's no stand and deliver up in here, honey. Okay, let me see what y'all are talking about. Moni said, do you share some of your success stories? I share them on my podcast, the Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast, where you get to hear directly from the women who have gone through it. I also have testimonials in my program. But here's the thing. In my program, we keep things very confidential. You'll never hear me say a name. It's very important. It's about the trust and sacred circle of the community. We have a lot of well-known individuals, a lot of high-profile people in the program. People don't come into this program to be known. They come into this program to do the work, get their guy, and get out. Yeah. Chele said the apps are played. They were horrible for the first, I want to say, quarter of this year. They've started to tick up a little bit as the weather has gotten better, as people are starting to come outside. They're still not where they were last year, though. Tanisha said, do you think I should use dating apps if I'm a homebody? 100%. If not, girl, all you're going to be talking to is the Amazon delivery guy. And you can only buy one thing a day, girl. That's why I was saying earlier, this is a numbers game. And if you're super picky, you're going to have to, I ran the numbers, you're going to have to review 5,800 profiles or guys that you're interacting with and engaging with to find your person. If you're less picky, it's going to be closer to around 1,400 on average. Renika said, as a Christian believer, how do you recommend going about dating? I always tell my Christian ladies, you're going to have to lean in. You're going to have to really do it. A lot of Christian girls are just like waiting for God to bring him. And I think it's cute. I love it. I'm saying this as someone who grew up in the church myself. So I don't want you to think I'm like shitting on the teachings. But in 2024, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to create your love life. You can't wait on it. Or you're going to be waiting for the rest of your life. And if you don't believe me, talk to those elders, those elder women in the church who still don't have a man because they still waiting on God to bring him one. And that's no shade. It's all tea. Someone said, been waiting on God for 31 years. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, then some of the Christian girls, y'all start gagging when the boys say, I'm a Christian. I don't care if he says if he's a Christian or not. Most of these Christian guys are not Christians. Most of these Christian guys go to church on Easter and think that they're doing the Lord's work, honey. Many of them don't walk in the faith and don't have the value system that's aligned with it. So I want you, when he says he's Christian, one in one ear, out the other, girl. Yeah? We got to see how he acts. Yeah? And the other thing I tell the Christian girls, a lot of girls are like, oh my God. Or people tell the Christian girls, oh, go to the church to find your guy. Don't go to the church to find your guy, girl. Volunteer. Habitat for Humanity, girl, feed the unhoused, whatever you need to do, girl. Tutor, Boys and Girls Club, volunteer. That's a man who's living the word. Nebby said, what do you think about women who go out barely covered? I think they're going to catch a cold. A coochie cold. What do I think? I think that when you deliver raw meat to individuals, living beings that hunt for a living, you will get eaten. You will get devoured. And probably not in the way that you want to. Most men don't take those sorts of women seriously. They're going to put her in the, desperate girl, desperately seeking attention, the 5 categories. They're going to put her in the good time girl category. They're not going to marry her. So I always say for like the online apps and stuff, don't show skin. If I see more skin than clothing, I X the picture out immediately. If I see cleavage, if I see that little line up here, girl, I say no to that picture. Not because I'm a prude, not because, I'm a nun, but because I just don't want you to attract the wolves. It's like giving Lion King, the hyenas at the end who eat all the dead carcass, girl. When you show up like that, girl, the hyenas are coming, not the lions. Trust. Canton the Math says, I feel he is getting distant. Let him. Let him go. Let him be distant. A lot of the girls want to chase when they feel like he's going distant, girl. Girl, let him. At the end of Titanic, when Leonardo DiCaprio starts going more and more distance in the water, girl, and that girl just looked at him and let him, girl, that's what I need you to do. Just let him go, girl. Let him, girl. Stay on that icicle, girl, and stay alive. Because if you chase him, you'll die just like he is. Jadonia said, I follow your advice and now I am winning at life. I love that for you. I absolutely love it for you. Oh my God, someone said, Coach Tiff said, I started a conversation with a handsome man at the gym. This is big for me. I love that. Amazing. Here's the gag about the hot guys, girl. They already know that they're hot, and a lot of girls will gag on them. Girl, just treat him like regular. Give him a lot of shit that you would give him like as if he were your little brother, girl. That's how these fine-ass boys will fall in love with you. If you're acting like a freshman in high school and they are the senior varsity quarterback, they're not going to give you 2 shits about you. They're going to look right through you. Yeah. So, it always works. And we just said, so should we never ask men to do anything? No, you can ask them to do things for you, but don't ask them to pay things for you. But you also have to understand when to do it. So in my program, I have an entire like chart and strategy around what are we doing on each date and why. Right? I call it the GYG dating process, the Get Your Guy dating process. So at every date, you need to do something specific that will align with the male psyche, that will move you closer to commitment and exclusivity. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Chile said, oh, Brittany said, how do you know you're too picky? You know that you're too picky when you're letting nice guys go. You're letting guys go that haven't done anything wrong to you. Yeah? You're too picky when the things that you think that you want don't correlate with a successful relationship outcome. Here's the secret that I want to tell all the picky girls out there. Most of the time when you call a guy boring or corny, he's probably a good husband. Girl, a lot of the girls who are in my program that do that at first, I was like, it's probably a 50-50 chance that they're going to be together, no shade. If she just literally gives him 2 more dates. But y'all are conflating being in a boring relationship with having a boring life. You want to have a boring relationship. You don't want drama. You don't want back and forth. You just want to be loved and supported and accepted. That's it. And sometimes that can be really boring because you don't have to prove yourself to him. You don't have to strive for anything like you've done for most of your life, especially as a Black woman. So if you get just to sit and be, it's like, now what? This is boring. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to chase him for love. I don't know how to prove myself. How do I get the A? That's the weird thing. When you're with a really great guy, just coming to class gets you the A. And most of us don't even know how to comprehend that. That's where your dating coach comes into play, to help you understand what's going on inside of you. And to get to a place where you're ready to receive all of that. Yeah? But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me. That's right. Oftentimes, boring relationship just means peaceful. And because, especially as a woman of color, your nervous system is always on high alert, you're like waiting for the drama. You're waiting for something to happen. So you don't even know how to do it. You don't know how to deal with something that is peaceful. Yeah? Lux Life Toronto said, Anwar, is it important for women to have her money up before dating? What should a woman have in order before she puts herself out there? I don't think that you should be... I think that you should have a stable job. You should have benefits. You should be able to save money, your own money, and have your investments. And like your money should be going up every month. If you're in credit card debt, if you're unemployed, any relationship that you get into is probably going to be one that's imbalanced. Because you're going to be wanting and needing from this guy, and therefore he's going to have more power and control over you. That's why, if you're not working, I don't accept you in my program. That's a boundary for me. because any guy that you get with, you're gonna be a bit disempowered. Chelsea said, you were so right about the mixed guys with white moms. And I really didn't want to be because they're so cute. That was my type. That was my flavor. But as someone who had to go through it and barely made it alive, every time I was with a guy, especially with a white mom, he would Karen on me. And I would feel like a second class citizen because he was so pretty. And then he would get all of this attention when we would go out. And then I got jealous and I would lose myself. You don't want to be that girl. And we just said, do you think all men cheat? No, but I think the latest statistics say closer to about 20 to 25% of men cheat. I actually think it's probably double. I think it's somewhere around 40 to 50%. God, I'm trying to get to all these questions, honey. Oh, je t'aime said white boys like that too. They like being talked down to. They don't. I don't know if white men like being talked down to. I think that they like people with boundaries. I think they like people who know what they want. Because all men are simple, right? And like this is why the military works so well. Like men like really just respond to like commands. A lot of people like to have all of this flowery language and talk in paragraphs. Girl, talk in 1 to 2 sentences. That's how they get it. So when you're like, this is what I want, this is what I need, super easy for them. And I think black women are really great at directly communicating that for the most part. Okay, if anything is resonating with you, definitely tap, double tap, triple tap the screen. And if you want to work with me, definitely book a call. The link is in my bio. And we can figure out if it's a good fit or not. I think I have about 2 or 3 more spaces. And then, then it's closed, girl. Then it's closed until there's more open spaces. Haley said, but what if he's super corny? Girl, put some butter on it, girl, and go to the theater. Watch the movie, girl. Corny corn. Get into it. Ebony said, people want chemistry. Chemistry dies within 18 months. That's why people get divorced pretty quickly within the first 2 years. Because most people are marrying based on chemistry. But when you've had the same D, if you've heard the same stories and the same jokes, what happens then? I want my man to be able to take me to all my doctor's appointments when I'm 65. I don't know about you, honey. And chemistry's not gonna do it. Arda said, can your social media negatively affect your dating options? 100%. 100%. I can look at social media of someone and see if they're single or if they're in a relationship. If you got one of these pictures where you showing your butt and then you looking back, I know you're single. If you wearing anything that's see-through, I know you're single. No one, most men are not going to want to be associated with that sort of branding. because what it looks like is that he doesn't have full control in the relationship, that she's running wild and crazy, and it's disrespectful to him. Yeah. That means she's open for business for other guys, and it's not just for him. She has said, you're spot on with this. Thank you, girl. Shantae said, would the same be to men on boring women? Well, it's interesting. No, that's what makes things so difficult in dating, because we're so different, men and women. Yeah? He is looking for someone that he can feel good around. And the way that he feels good is by being able to accomplish, achieve, solve problems, help. Nice girls are boring. Independent girls are boring because they can't do anything for you, right? So then they'll go and find someone else who maybe is more in their feminine energy, maybe has more boundaries, all of those things. Okay, let me see where I'm at. Or he said, love the emotional maturity in here. The ladies in this program are amazing, or the ladies in my lives are amazing. Taisha, thank you so much for the heart me and the team bracelet. April said, any suggestions for the F1 in Montreal? Have fun, girl. Talk to people. Yeah. Andra said, I missed the talk about dating a mixed man. What's the problem with mixed men with white mothers? They take on the Karen-ness of it all. There is a level of, I always talk about biracial and lighter skinned men in this way. They have the entitlement of a white man, but they have the trauma of a black man. And that combination can be deadly. Yeah. So, something to think about. Someone said, what to do if we let a nice guy go? Do I just move on? Yeah, move on, girl. Move on. Poison said, what if I am cornier than thou? Girl, you gotta find somebody that's gonna meet your corny, girl. Lioness J said, fairy godbrother, what if he's death inside? Girl, then you gotta go craft on him, girl. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Bring him back to life, honey. Light as a feather, stiff as a man. Light as a feather, stiff as a man. Light as a feather, stiff as a man, honey. That's what you gotta do. And Osha said, not you getting me together. Clock it, girl. That's what it looks like to be in my program, honey. Yes. Some of the girls are gagged because I called them out on social media. What about your workout outfit? If it's Lululemon, great girl. But if it's Fashion Nova, Nova. Let me see. Tam Tam said, you are definitely my fairy godbrother. I try my best, honey. I do what I can. Bad Bitch said, where do I find boring men in their mid-20s? Best Buy, GameStop, Apple Store, yeah. Some of these tradesmen, maybe not construction workers, but more like, you know, trade schools, plumbers, IT departments. Someone said Barnes and Noble. J5L said, love your content. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much. Amari said, let's get Elmore to 100K likes. Tap, tap, tap. Thank you, girl. We have about 74K in here. Lux said, so nice girls, no boundaries? No boundaries. They'll do anything for a man. You know who I'm talking about. You probably have 2 to 3 girlfriends like that. Some people say go into Lowe's or Home Depot. That's something. Most of those guys are married. If I were to go to Home Depot, I would probably go on a Friday night. Because that's when the single guy who's going because he's about to do some weekend repairs and stuff in his home. Some of the girls are saying, go at 6 in the morning. That's when the workers are going. Those are not the bosses, and most of them are married. Yeah, so. Let me see what else IG's talking about. Yes, honey. Oh, Lord have mercy. How y'all doing out there? How was your week, honey? Did you get your life? Did you talk to some boys this week? I want to know. I want to catch up with you. Nicole said, why are all the nice guys I meet overweight? I don't know, but I like me. Girl, I like me a little bear, honey. A little otter, honey. Get into it, girl. Weight can be lost, girl. Trust. ZGC said, how do we get the GYG plan? You join the program, girl. You go into the link in my bio. You book a consultation call. We see if it's a fit. And then we make it happen. Yeah. Miss Softfly said, you are amazing. Great coaching advice. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that so much. I just try to do what I can. Chris said, Anwar, I've been down today. Seeing you makes me so happy. I'm so happy to hear that, girl. Okay, let me see. Hashtag Titanic him. Not y'all trying to make a hashtag out of the BS that I talk about, honey. Yes, honey, Titanic him. Yeah, honey. Some corny guys that you want to get with. Any guy that's on PBS. LeVar Burton from Reading Rainbow, Mr. Rogers, all those corny guys, great husbands. Yeah. Phil Dunphy from Modern Family, great husband. Yeah. Maybe I should make a list of all the corny or boring husbands that y'all need to get with, honey. Give me a list of some good husbands, honey. Someone said not Phil. Why? What are some great TV husbands, girl? Someone said that guy from Gullah Gullah's Island. Raven Baxter's dad. Yes, girl. Yes, that. Carl Winslow. Mm-hmm. Gomez Adams. Yes, yes, God. Yes, God. I'm gonna let that Bill Cosby one slip, girl. Yeah, the guy from This Is Us. Mm-hmm. Tim the Toolman Taylor. I'm more into his assistant. That's the guy that I was into. That's good husband material. Someone said Carl Winslow is taking me out. Why? Someone said Cliff Huxtable was good. I guess, girl. I guess. Overton Wakefield Jones, 100%. Someone said Al Bundy. I don't know about all that, girl. King of Queens, yes. Yes, God. Ned Flanders, all of that. Yes, honey. Someone said Oscar Proud, yes. The dad from Smart Guy, 100%. Bella said Homer Simpson, he did what he had to do for the fam, 100%, girl. See, now y'all are getting it. Now y'all understand me. Someone said, not the cartoon characters. Girl, we hooking up with guys that are in 2D, girl. If the 3D men are not making it happen, we're going to hook up with the 2D men. And that's on the Cartoon Network. Yeah, honey. Full House dads and uncles. Yeah, the dad from Sister Sister. Mm-hmm. Okay, girl. All right, let's keep it moving, honey. Someone said, I love me some Ned Flanders. Now you need to go home, girl. Someone said, where the 1D fellas at? Well, all the fellas got 1D, hopefully. Someone said Moesha's dead. Yeah, but girl, sometimes he had a little toot on him, girl. Someone said Forrest Gump, girl. When his legs were working, that's when I fucks with him. Yes, honey. Yes. Okay. Yes, Uncle Phil. There we go. Get into it. Someone said Fred Flintstones. And I'm dying. I'm dying. Someone said, yeah, not Frank Mitchell. Someone said, hell no to Moesha's dad. Yeah, Frank had that side baby girl. Yeah. All right, honey. Oh, yeah, that's T, girl. Julie, you caught it, girl. Barney Rubble, better hubby than Fred Flintstone. Clock that. Clock that. And no shade, he was cuter too, no shade. Catch it. Yeah? Okay. All right, ladies. Someone said clocking it. Not you clocking Barney Rubble, girl. Girl, go to the mental ward, girl. Yes, girl. Okay. What questions do we have, girl? Belana said, I'm stuck on Forrest Gump. Who said that? Girl, it is what it is. Someone asked, where do men like Ned Flanders reside? I think Columbus, Ohio. Yeah. Okay. What questions do we have about love, dating, relationships, and men? I will do a video about boring and corny men on Monday. Yes, honey. Somebody said Springfield. Yes, girl. Springfield, Ohio, girl. Oh, someone said not Ohio. Oops. The Glorious Celestial said background checks, yes or no? Yes. Most definitely. Thoughts on gamers? I love a good gamer, girl. I love a good gamer. Gamers, the reason a lot of guys game to wind down, right? So, gamers are the best, girl. Gamers got that imagination, girl. They will do some kinky stuff in the bedroom, girl, but they're workers. It takes a level of discipline and loyalty to play the same game for 3 straight years. Those men are loyal. Those men will work all your buttons. Continue to work them until he gets them good, girl. I don't know what to tell you, girl. They want to play. Play. Okay, let me see what y'all are asking. Let me see the questions here. Let me go to... Oops. Someone said Ohio fellas are packing. I don't believe it. I don't see it, and I haven't felt it. Oh yeah, Tony from Who's the Boss. Someone said Miss Rebel was always happy. I know that's right. Okay, I literally cannot. I had to stop talking about cartoon characters, girl, because now I look like the perv. Y'all are typing it, but if I'm verbalizing it, I look a hot-ass mess. Kel said, what are your opinions on if he wanted to, he would? I don't think that that's 100% correct, because it still implies that he doesn't, like, that you're not good enough for him to want to, right? And one of the things that I've learned as a dating coach for 14 years is that even if you are quote unquote good enough, he still might not have the skills or the capabilities to do what he needs to do. Right? There are beautiful, amazing women out there, and there are some men that can't get it done. Can't make it happen. You know? So I'm not someone that's like, if he wanted to, he would. I'm more of, if he can, he will. No Wahala said, what makes women more approachable in public? Respectfully speaking, I don't really care. Why do I say that? I say that because the goal is not to get approached. Most guys that approach you in the wild are wild. What I want you all to focus on is being in more what I call velvet rope spaces, where you are mingling and positioning yourself in a curated space or group. Yeah. Most guys are not going to approach you as much as they used to. The approach rate is a third of what it used to be. So you're going to have to open your mouth and talk to guys. This is what I teach in my program, because there are going to be a ton of guys, black and a lot of non-black guys, that will not talk to you, will not approach you, but will be feeling the shit out of you. And you either can make it happen or feel the tinge of regret at home thinking about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Amber Branchera said, gamers don't really cheat either. Girl, if they're not cheating on the video game, if they're not doing up, up, down, down, A, B before that game starts, they're probably not going to cheat on you. Hummingbird said, why has the approach rate decreased? Fear, changing culture? Exactly. We're in a post-Me Too environment, so men are not going to approach you as much because they don't want to be considered a perv or a harasser. We've just gone through a pandemic, so people are just different about personal space these days. Even if it doesn't feel like it, if you actually like take a day or two to notice, like, people still giving me my space in line more than they did before. Girl, sometimes some of these people be all up on your ass. They give you a little bit of space now. Someone said that's why that Bumble ad was so tacky. The Bumble ad was speaking to men, because men actually spend more money on dating apps than women do. So I think they fumbled for sure, but they were trying to engage men and bring more men onto the app. And it's unfortunate because they need to continue to be speaking to you all. Okay, someone asked, are blue-collar black men better husbands, or does it not matter? Sometimes I think men who are white-collar and high earners can be arrogant. I think it's a mixture of both. Sometimes blue, sometimes white is good. It doesn't actually matter as much as you think. And the gag is, in some of these bigger cities, some of the blue-collar workers are making $100,000 and $150,000 a year. But some of y'all think that you're better than them, and so you don't even give them the time of day. No shade. Ooh, thank you so much for this little bear girl that was giving me voguing vibes here on TikTok. And thank you all so much for the 100K likes. I so appreciate it. Talk to them too. You want somebody that works hard outside of the home, because that means that he'll work hard inside of the home as well. And he will work in that bedroom, if you know what I mean. Don't get with the doctor, girl. The doctor will not be hitting the walls. He will not know how to please you. He's gonna be so exhausted from working those hours, girl. He barely knocking at the door. Doctors are the worst in bed. And it doesn't make any sense because they studied the anatomy for 4 years plus. Girl, those blue collar workers will break your back. They will work and continue to work until you're back, black and blue. Someone said, hard workers are too tired. Not the ones that are in shape. How often should you expect to hear from a guy if he's interested in you? I can't answer that. Because it's different for every man. That's a blue collar be making me holler. Ooh. Not you giving Dr. Seuss, girl. Not you giving Dr. Maya Angelou. Although I do think that if she was reading some of this chat, girl, she would be rolling in her grave. No shade. Someone said dentist too. Yeah, honey. I believe it. I believe it, girl. Maria said, I love how calm you are. Why would I not be calm, girl? Sometimes I do act out, though. No shade. Okay, someone said, why do guys message you on the apps, but then don't reply to your message? Because here's how men online date. They're going to like everybody and see who responds to them. And then from the people that respond to them, then they're going to start talking to them. And you might be number 58 on a list of 70 women. So it's not that he's not going to reply. He's just not going to reply anytime soon. Oh, okay. When I'm giving out information. I try my best. I like to think that I have a little bit of emotional control. Amori said, still I rise. Yes, honey, you need to be rising in these dating streets, girl. ATL said, you are giving at peace vibes. Girl, I am. I am at peace, girl. I really am. Tashia said, can you tell me about the eye look with men? What do you mean, girl? What do you mean? Can you be more specific? I definitely want to help you out. Don't get with the dentist, girl. If you want to get with any doctor, get with a veterinarian. Those are the best doctors to get with. The only doctors to get with, no shade. Uh-oh. Someone said, what if you're dating a doctor, but he's making time for you? Should we dump them? No, girl. If he's making time for you, great, and you're loving it. Okay, let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Someone said, Camilla said, I'm giving Libra vibes. I'm a Cancer girl. Cancer. Mm-hmm. All right, my loves. Let me see what time it is, because I think I got on here around 10:30. Girl, it's already 12 o'clock, girl. That's when I turn into Cinderella. That's when everything changes. Caramel said, anyone meet rich finance guys in Switzerland? They're everywhere, girl. Just go to Zurich. Time flies when you're when you're rating TV dads. Ain't that the truth, girl? Ain't that the truth? And we surely did, honey. It is the witching hour, girl. All right, honey. Monday, I'm going to do a video about boring and corny guys. Yeah? And I'm going to talk about some of the ones that y'all mentioned. Okay? All right, my loves. Like I said before, check out my podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify. It's called the Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast. It's in the link in my bio. Subscribe, follow, give it 5 stars, review it if that is your truth. I'm not here to try to make you rate anything, but I do put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, and I do try to make sure that the episodes are packed with actionable insights so that you can leave better after the podcast episode than before. So definitely check out the podcast. If you are looking to get some dating coaching and you think that it would be a good fit to work with me, definitely apply to book a consultation call with me. The link is in my bio. It's the first button there. We'll get on the phone. We'll talk about, your dating life, what's working, what's not working. I'll give you my perspective on what I think your opportunities are. And then if I think it's a good fit, if I think that I can help you and that you're coachable, I'll definitely share with you a bit about my programs. Okay? So that's that on that. Someone said, where can I find the podcast? Apple, Spotify, anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Okay? Alrighty. Be well, my loves. Have a good evening, and I will talk with you soon enough. Bye-bye.